The reason why I'm making this video because it say what God say. Now, Eve got deceived because the devil twist what God say. And a lot of time people, we gotta be in the word of God. We gotta stay in the word of God. Because the devil know the word of God. And if we are gonna be standing on God's principle, we gotta know the word of God. So what God say. And if you never read the Bible, how can you know what God say? And it's very dangerous. You being a Christian and you don't read the word of God. You are a Christian and you don't spend time with knowing the word of God. The word of God, the Bible say, the word of God hid in my heart, that I may not sin against God. So the Bible say, labor not for the meat that perish, but labor for the meat. What is the meat? The meat is word of God. And if we as being Christian, the Bible say, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed out of the mouth of God. What God say? My friend, it's not what man say. It's not what money say. It's not what a machine say. But it's what God say. What God say is more important than what man say. Because the Bible says, let God be true and every man be a liar. So what God say? If you never pick up the Bible, if you never read the Bible, if you never spend time with God, how can you know what God say? That's why a lot of people are deceived, because they haven't received what God say. What God say is more important what my boss say, because God's word is true and every man be a lie. So what God say? God say, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed out of the mouth of God. So we being Christian, we being believer, we gotta stay in what God say. What God say is more important what man say. Because man says, all right, go to God to commit adultery. But what God say? Adulterer shall have their part in a lake of fire. Adultery, witches gonna have their part in a lake of fire. Adultery, idolatry, Bible say you gonna have your part. Liars, all liars. What God say? And if you never stay in the word of God, how can you know what God say? So I'm making a video to get people to start reading, believing, and living the word of God, to know what God say. Eve got deceived because she didn't stick to the gun. The gun was to say what God say, and to stay what God say. That was more important than the fruit desire to make one wise. So I'm telling people, stay in the word of God and believe what God say. What God say is more important what man say.